Couldn't tell you guys, but Tomb of the Spider Queen was banned by Supernova. It would be the go-to map for Miracle in most cases after a win like this. So
Braxis and Spider was banned?
yeah, they chose Sky Temple, so that leads me to believe we're probably going to see Cursed or Towers of Doom.
But Supernova, I heard rumors that they're trying to have some crazy things, like crazy maps, crazy picks, and all the viewers. I was in actually no chat stream, and he was saying, "Are you trying to hint us that you're gonna pick Nova and something like that?" And he's just joking around. Nova is broken. Nova's broken, and we're gonna choose her all the time, but that's not gonna happen after you drop a map like this.
I mean, they haven't picked anything really weird yet. The Zarya was the weirdest thing, but it's not that weird given it's no chat, and it made sense for the composition that they were running, where they were trying to protect the Phoenix. It was Infernal Shrines. I mean, this draft, Malfurion, Phoenix, Hanzo, Sonya, Diablo, like, the Diablo was a little bit weird, but for what they were trying to do to Judy in the early game, which worked out really well, I liked it. And Salvo plus Lightning Breath was what I thought would be the case, but we ended up seeing the Planet Cracker instead. It's actually Dragonshire. Very rare pick for Miracle. But they're saying, you know what? Macro's the way, and in that first game it was.
And I think macro is the key point in the series after watching Game 1. The Miracles, they want to contest all the global heroes. And let's see if Supernova actually gives that up, because they will have first pick. It may just be like they ban one of the globals and they grab on themselves.
It could be.
From the beginning, and then
they have first pick, so you know, they picked Malfurion over the Dahaka, which I thought was a little bit surprising previously, because Kirisaku's been able to control the solo lane in terms of the 1v1. If you're able to even get a not terrible matchup with Dahaka and do okay up there, especially on this battleground, then the global effect you're going to have is huge. But this team knows how to coordinate global rotations, which Miracle, I feel like, is actually pretty poor at. That's why they decided to split push instead of looking for those flanking tongue grabs like you were talking about. So I think prioritizing the Dahaka here is not actually incorrect, even though it's a little bit rare to see. Just because a hero is higher tier than Dahaka doesn't mean that your team needs to pick that hero over the Dahaka, given your playstyle.
And staying with the Genji ban happened once again since Game 1. Same bans, same response from Miracle, Tracer ban, and last time was Malfurion.
They're just gonna take the Dahaka again. This time, let's see if Supernova gets the Blaze though. Because that was one of the other things that was missing, right? The Blaze got banned because they picked the DPS.
Phoenix Hanzo.
Yeah, they picked the DPS over the Blaze.
Do you really want to bring your Dahaka once again on this map?
I think yes. Given how Supernova played, you know, this battleground on Friday. Okay, not going to be the case though. Giving it over.
Away from them. I think Miracle's moving away from global presence and just having a good rotation with the roaming comp. And just controlling. They were giving that Dahaka up. They knew that was coming very soon. And this Johanna just leads me to believe that Miracle's maybe just thinking of Maiev, and that's going to be banned for themselves. So they're planning on something else now.
Well, Falstad is still a possibility for Miracle, but I think this will probably just end up being like a Karazim ban. It's not absolutely necessary, given it's Johanna, and not a hero that has escapes. They're targeting Judy. Again, this has clearly been the... I mean, every team has targeted Judy all through 2018 when facing this team. Whether it's in the draft or it's in the play. In this game, I think it's going to be both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll see. There's still... Do you really want to bring in a mage against Dahaka and Johanna? I think it's going to be a tough time. Jaina, of course, Game 1. Even though Jaina wasn't doing too much damage because they were not really having big team fights all the time.
Remember, the power of Hanzo as an offlaner as well in this battleground is quite huge. So Dahaka will always have to keep that in mind if the level 10 goes unfavorably. But it's a tough call now. Like, Karazim as well is open, and he's the next in line support you want. With the Anubarak here, I don't think we'll see the Karazim. probably more likely be the Uther. But the thing about the ban on the Muradin was talking about is you give the false stat again, so it weakens your Dahaka. We've already seen Sniper have the ability to split push. This is not a map where you can split push like that. It does not work. You will get caught, you will die in the top lane if you try to do what Sniper did last game. There's a bridge there, it's much more difficult to escape. The Zeratul pick is to counter the false stat, so they left it open intentionally. The Zeratul makes the Karzim more appealing because you can help chase him down. It's really tough to say, man. Like, remember, Stukov is disabled, so he's not available. What do you feel here? Like, it's a really tough call.
If it was double support, it was going to be Tassadar, which reveals a lot of the map. Also Zeratul, who's in stealth all the time, but not the double support, so you would have to be just...
Wow, they go Rhaegar. Or wave clear and cap control.
I was also following Karazim a little bit more because they already have the bunker as a safety tool. If you lack in healing amount, but you do have the bunker as an escape. But you do need the finishing blow. Hanzo falls that they can do some damage, but they can't really go in to get a finishing kill. So Karazim just dashing in, grabbing kill, dashing out. That seemed to just connect all the dots together, but it is going to be a Rhaegar instead. Rhaegar can actually work as a similar role. Turn into Wolf and just go fight the opponent and get the kill.
Yeah, I mean, he does do a lot of extra damage. No one builds him that way to do the extra damage there at like 16, but... I mean, you have a little bit of a lunge range for the Zeratul if you're trying to help finish him off when he goes low.
But with the buff with Rhaegar coming soon, not in this patch right now, I think we expect to see a lot more Rhaegar. His ancestral amount actually goes down, but the healing amount is actually a lot better, so his early game is so strong.
Franco gets to be on a more comfortable hero with the Hanzo as well, not the mage he was on last game. So, let's see how that pans out. Rhaegar has always been a pretty safe pick for Blue Beetle as well. I'm not too disappointed with this lineup. It also makes it easier to disengage from, because Rhaegar has a very simple level 7 cleanse, whereas Karazim does not get his healing touch until 16. You have the ability to help shut down, you know, the Johanna Dahaka plays. Notice the positioning actually of Phoenix. It's actually hiding down in the bot lane. It's kind of interesting.
That's what I do when I go to the restroom. Making sure I'm in lane, so I'm not reported, but make sure also making sure I don't die. But buys enough time for me to go pee and come back.
Yeah. Well, doesn't end up gaining anything from this positional quirk. But I suppose if someone decided to try to be greedy on the tower, he could maybe stave that off. So we reach 1 minute, the camps have spawned. It's a quick rotation to Knights here for Supernova, which has become a lot more common recently. One of the reasons why Koreans go for fast Knight camps right now is because it gives you the spell power to push for a wall. We're seeing a lot of lane swaps, especially with Hanzo right now, so it gives you the opportunity to push for a wall, make that off, you know, 3-1-1. Or sorry, the 1-1-3 a little bit less.
Yeah, especially when they have Phoenix along with them. And you can have some chance. You can have some chance if the camp actually goes close to the cannon towers. Pop the Q, make sure it does all the damage to the cannons and the wall together. And Phoenix can provide some bursty. Ooh, is he going to get it?
He almost does. Like Judy was super late on that.
Oh my god!
They're gonna get a winning trade here. Super winning trade. Kurosaka walks out casually. So here's the lane swap I was talking about. So this limits the impact that the triple top lane has here. While Dahaka is just kind of sitting and squatting, clearing, moving away. And now they're actually going to use this moment to grab this neutral camp. I like this a lot. Scouted, but they can't do anything about it.
Yep, doing the camp, and Blaze gets the control of the top. And we sound like robots for some reason.
Mr. Destructoid, man. It's you and I's mics this week for some reason. but the rotation over here obviously deals with this well. Zeratul clears up mid. Supernova's early camp and their commitment to the triple take of the bot camp means that they lost a few minions here and there. So they actually find themselves a little bit behind in experience. And what they gained was not that significant, actually. So it was a cool idea and concept, but I think Miracle dealt with it very well and still maintains that level 6 lead as a result.
It's about the same, but in terms of macro and Dane, I want to take a look at the tops. Here we go. Kirisaku is his Dehaka. Showed some impressive moments on Friday. He was basically dodging all the CC with his burrow all the time. Ooh, look at the burst, Blue Beetle.
Blown up by the AoE.
And
well played by Bentham.
That's the level 1 talent. That's what happens. Burst also helps with the wave clear. That's why it's taken all the time by the pros.
I actually take it a lot too.
I don't take it. It's too hard.
It feels like it's like a really, if you're gonna try to play super safe, it feels like the right way to play. They almost forced this. Like, you know what, actually, like, I think they can... Frankel, okay, I was gonna say, he needs someone to come here or he's gonna either lose it or die. They're rotating down. He needs to leave. No chat. Coming in. Now they're gonna collapse onto a Nubrock. Like, Dahaka holds that top all day long. All day, all night. If he gets on it. He doesn't have it yet, but if he does get it, like, he holds it forever against the Blaze. And he's gonna get it. This is a huge moment for Miracle. This is a risky time for them to potentially lose a Dragon Knight. Ooh, that was not the way you want to use that cooldown. This is probably going to be the Dragon Knight. Sniper can't contest this. He's getting low.
Oh, the 4th shot and one more.
Okay.
Bentham, look at his plays. I mean, he's just pressuring with the damage.
Judy used his cooldowns wrong there, too. Like, he used his charge in and his impale to try to stave off the Zeratul, which is so difficult to do and is so unlikely to hit, which, by the way, it didn't. And then didn't have his cooldowns to help heal there. Falstad dies because of Bentham's pure skill. And then the Zeratul helps out, so they just use this moment to grab a Dragon Knight. Really well done. Because Dahaka, like I said, if he grabs the top, because Blaze had to go clear, if Blaze tries to jump on him and push him off, like, he just runs around in circles, uses his trait to heal up, then burrows, and then, like, lives for a long time, then burrows again, like... You can't take that away from a Dahaka by yourself, so they knew that if they won the trade in mid, they were going to get the Dragon Knight, they controlled bottom. Because Johanna also, versus I think it was Rhaegar, like, she's not going to get pushed off either. And then they lost the fight in mid, so they take a nice experience with this. They get the walls. And they can actually push this camp into the neutral camp, I think. They take this one, they get 10 in a second, they can force a fight on the neutral camp. Miracle gets this before they can force the fight there. But I think that's the next play.
So far, I do like the macro from Supernova, and they do have the easy ones down. Basically, the start of the game, go to the camp, and then go rotate down and take the second camp, and then you're back with as Dehaka was soaking top anyhow. But once everything changes off laning phase, and once the rotation becomes a little bit weird, like game 1, well, against the double global, this time not against the double global, but it seems like Supernova, they're tested by Miracle's macro all the time. I think that's going to continue into game 1. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Ooh, Frankel. Okay, stays mounted. Thought for a moment he didn't know the rotation was coming down. They do go for the neutral camp right after, you know, the top camp, as I said. They didn't do it, you know, in time to have this before Miracle had 10, but, like, I don't know if Miracle can contest this. It's just a little bit late. And had they all been coordinated to hit that, it would have worked, I think, but just a little bit of a miscommunication.
It's also a big risk where they didn't have exact vision onto Zeratul, and there's a Void Prison just locking everyone at the choke point, and then just boom, happens when Dehaka just joins the team fight. So, good call by Miracle to back out.
Kirisaku having some trouble in the top lane, finally healed himself. Judy is going to be a target. He's going to get salvoed, can't get over the wall. Barely gets out, but this is a huge rotational win for Miracle. For Supernova, because they get the kills there, or sorry, near kills, get the fort. Like, they won the fight, that's what I'm trying to say. They didn't get kills, but they actually won the team fight.
Everything Globe says is wrong.
Yeah. They get the fort, and they even force Blaze to go mid. He came back down, but you know, he temporarily lost control of the lane.
It was good. Maybe even better if they could have got some kills. They had a little late call on his Rostocker. Maybe it was on cooldown. I couldn't really check at that moment.
He was super pressured top. Like, he was behind the fort, so it's tough to leave right away in that moment. Oh, Nitrogen decides to fight, gets grabbed twice, has to use the bunker. They're going to try to turn this, actually, with the Cocoon, and
even the false that flies in.
Good Void to buy time.
That's good for Miracle, actually, because it got Sniper in here.
It's going to be a really close fight here. The Condemn is really good. Unfortunately, Judy gets blocked out by Kirisaku. The fight is won for Supernova. The Tranquility helps keep everybody alive. And this could be a second Dragon Knight. There's the Burrow Stock, or Brush Stock. Blue Beetle cannot deny. So 2 Dragon Knights back to back. And suddenly, it's the global heroes that are really controlling this series. Very well played by Supernova. That Void bought so much time for everyone to arrive there after the Cocoon came down. And yeah, it gave time for Sniper to get up as well, but the better positioning there for Habian, right? Like, he got the huge Condemn, which really disrupted everything Miracle was trying to set up after the Void. It was a really nice combo. And they're going for a keep wall here. Anthem just poking away. Always harassing Sniper.
Yeah, no chat on the side just in case. Blaze comes from the side, but he does spot him, so...
That's all they wanted from this.
Not really even risking too much. They are making the right move all the time. Keep seems a little risky at the time, only 9 minutes in.
Yeah.
This Dragon Knight is not too strong.
Very similar to how Miracle played Game 1. You know, you have the opportunity to look for potentially more, but why risk it when you've already got this nice advantage? You know, I mean, right now they've taken no damage on any of their forts. They've damaged the mid fort, bot forts down, keep walls down. Like, if you continue to play this way, I mean, you've got a perfect game on your hands, right? So, just play it safe. And this has been, honestly, like, a really nice showcasing of No Chat Zeratul. Like, it's been very... He's using it in such a way to help control the pace of the game. Like, he's rotating around, he's harassing.
Exactly.
He's setting up voids. He's shot calling while doing this as well. It's a hero that allows him to be on the mic, constantly talking, constantly giving information, while also threatening and setting up some of these really cool engages.
It's actually one of the best heroes to have that, because you're oftentimes by yourself, just moving by yourself, making your own decisions, so you can actually set up the rotation for the team. It's really nice, and the real problem is that for Miracle, and a arrow is going past. To continue on my point, it's that Miracle falls that in this game because of No Chat, as you're mentioning. It's because of so much pressure, he can't really go outside. See, he's not even going outside. He has a camp to push out, but after seeing No Chat in the mid lane, he finally goes out a little bit, and then he has to go back because Zeratul, he saw him rotating up on top.
Yeah, exactly. You're so right about this. This is why the Zeratul pick comes in. It was insta-locked after the fall stat as well. Supernova, make no mistake, they knew this was going to be a likely option for Miracle to go to again. They had the answer. They're going to let this camp go, it looks like, in favor of further soaking. They can collapse on this, though. Like, they could try to, on Miracle's way out, try to make a fight happen, but they're just going to clear it instead.
There's not much team fight and crazy clashes, but this is a great macro game that if you like to learn through macro, I mean, they're just having this global, making sure they have some room, and for them to actually get the most out of it, but they have to look at the global map control and also where the opponent is 100%, so...
16's up now. Dragon Knight has the shrines unlocked. No Chat's seen here. Just gonna make this a trade where he gets out. Bottom is taken. They want to collapse on Judy. You know what? He's got Blessed Shield. Okay, forces him away. Now they can actually leave Haven bottom and look for a fight top if they want to. They're not, though. They're just going to rotate up. They want the big fight. They want the big win. Oh my god, they actually got it top!
Because Zeratul was...
This is not the fight Miracle wants. This is not the fight Miracle wants. But they have to do something. Oh my god, solo kill.
Solo kill!
Kirisaku, so many solo kills. The arrow wasted. Another Dragon Knight. Another wasted arrow. How many solo kills has Kirisaku gotten now? Like 6 in the total of 5 games? the guy is a god in the solo lane. It's his first season of Pro Heroes.
I would like to see him go against Junghai and all the other solo laners.
Yeah.
Who's on top. He's been having some amazing plays, and they get the Dragon Knight because of that 2-level lead. This keep is gone.
Keep is definitely dead. They could go for more here. Falstead's up in 10. Let's see if they just decide to go mid fort to look for the 20, or if they want to get the win here. They want
They're
to.
going in. They are going in 30 minutes in. Nitrogen takes the damage. There's a salvo.
Frankel's not slowed. Oh, but the kick actually gives them the extra damage there. Bunker used here, as well as the cocoon. They may just simply have to back out. Starting to look like a really weak opportunity now.
Just to buy time. No Jeff pressuring in a little bit more onto Falstad, but they have a gigantic wave.
I do have a gigantic wave, but everyone's starting to recover here. Cooldown advantage for Miracle. They have the Gust as well.
And they just hit level 16 for the talent.
Although...
Ooh, look at Noja get stunned, but Jeff with a big miss from Nitrogen.
Huge miss. There's the Gust here, but it actually ends up helping Supernova a lot. There's the Void. They can actually commit to this fight now. Blessed Shield just came up, and there it is, and it's going to be a kill onto Falstad again. Nitrogen's isolated. Judy's got it back home. That may very well just be game. As with one decisive moment here with the Void, No Chat does it again. And it looks like Supernova is going to tie up the series 1-1. Catapults on the core. They just have to commit. Bentham has full shields here.
They're going in for the core 50%, but Blue Beetle is going really low.
Barely
Frankel's still surviving. Cocoon buying enough time. This may be a wrong core call.
Okay, when Phoenix pops out, I believe he's full health. Yeah, Bentham's full health. I think they should still be able to get this. Q goes through. He's got the shields. Where's the warp? Where's the warp? There's the warp. So low.
6%.
Okay, angry No Chat face here, but the game is not over yet. Supernova has to go through forts and keep walls. Not a single fort is down. So Supernova should not lose sight of where they're at here, because there's always the threat of a backdoor now. Sure, Miracle will catch up and in fact take an experienced lead from this, but there's always going to be catapults bot lane. There's always going to be the potential for the backdoor, which is easier to do when you have a Dahaka, for example, than with the comp that Miracle is showing us right now to defend with. Even though they have a Falstad, going to go to this keep wall. This is still a huge loss for Supernova. Don't get me wrong, but like they're ahead in the game. They just lost their lead and experience, and I guess the flow of the game. Like this could be called a turning point potentially. If Miracle wins this game, this will be the moment they said they won't.
Miracle actually come back. They will have Epic Mount for sure to come back into the game. Now Sniper will be just going all the way up and down. Did he get the Dragon Knight as well?
Yeah.
Man.
I guess Habian just couldn't get there to shield glare. He was blocked out. So I saw him use Condemn on the way out. So Dragon Knight, they're going to use it to get 20. It looks like they're going to go fort first. 15, 40. I mean, this is absolutely a possible chance for Miracle now to win the game.
Oh yes, Wolf, we're back in game. Supernova, they have 6%, but the shield, maximum shield, takes a lot of time, so they're going for the solo kill. Sniper does survive.
This ends up being a bad trade for Supernova. They need to get onto the Dragon Knight. Region Master just finished for Judy.
ASAP, and this is a...
If anybody dies, Miracle wins the game. Judy's looking for a pick here. Really nice root placement.
Nice block from Alex, getting the cocoon off.
Okay, that was really well done. Okay, here comes the salvo. Bunker gonna deny it. Bunker will go down.
I'm in the bunker.
This is a huge moment. Kirisaku at the back. Same with No Chat. They could flank around here. No Chat looking for that flank. Spotted by Nacho Jin. Very well played. Didn't get the decloak, but he knows he's there. They've been buying some time. If they can keep this keep alive, this game is basically theirs, but they have to do it against 20. They have to do it against this Dragon Knight.
They're 20. Supernova not even close to it, and Zeratul is actually putting there, so they know. The 45 right here is not possible for Supernova.
Supernova decides to back off.
And they get the bottom keep, which was the most important one because it just cancels all the catapult pressure.
So when the dust settles, with Zeratul grabbing this top cannon tower and that wave, we're going to have 20 versus 20. Even keeps. And advantage Supernova in terms of core health. However, you mentioned it earlier, very important. Epic Mount makes a huge difference. The Epic Mount alone is almost enough for me to say, I think Miracle is now ahead in this game. Because Supernova doesn't have the tools to backdoor. Oh, arrow comes through. They're looking for the fight on this. Huge stun. Judy makes the play here. The burrow comes down, but that's the play they needed.
Then maybe GG Mafia is still in that cocoon. They're just backing off.
Okay,
oh man,
he's
Supernova.
gonna die. He's gonna ice block to buy time. But I mean, he's just delaying his death timer at this point. He's not buying time for anything. The push continues. The 4 Siege Giants and the Night Camp are pushing.
Supernova needs a miracle. Can they really do it? Iron Skin not really just buying time for the teammates to combat, but he may cost his life.
Okay, he has Indestructible, so he survives here. Big silence onto Judy. Kirisaku pops his trait here. They just have to buy time. They're trying to buy time desperately. The Void's up in 25, but I don't know if they're going to last that long. The Gust to push them away. The Core's under attack. We've seen 1 Core attempt fail tonight. Will we see 2? Huge 5-man blind. Buys a lot of time. The Bunker, though, is helping to burn it down. Betham trying to get on the Sniper. He can't do it. Ancestral keeps Franco alive. I think this is it.
Farstead on the Core, and the Core's going down to 7%, 1%. That's game. Miracle takes game number 2 once again. Against Supernova, they were close 6%, but not close enough.
When you have a tough loss, like what we saw in game number 1 for Supernova, and you lose the second game like this, you know, the last thing No Chat wants is to sign a clipboard that says you know that you lost the game. I actually talk about the clipboard a lot on my broadcast, because when you're a professional player who's played the game for many years, like Nitrogen, for example, you see on screen, versus someone who's new, you know, it's No Chat, right? He's still newer than most of the players in this series, but like, when you came off a 3-0 win that you didn't expect to take, you lost game 1 in dominant fashion. Game 2, you bring it back, you fail the core call, and you got your hands on your head. The last thing you want is that ref with the clipboard who makes you sign that you lost the game. That happens in professional esports, and here in Korea, you always have to sign the clipboard that says, I lost the game, and there were no bugs, etc., and I accept the defeat. It's the last thing you want, but a team that went 3-0 now has their biggest test with Miracle. Tough game 1. Fairly close game, but I'd say it was not the game they wanted. Game 2, very close. Missed the core call. Ahead all game and lose it. It's very difficult for the rookies on this squad now to recover, I think, mentally. Because they haven't been in this spot yet before.
Yeah, this was a real test, and they were actually winning in global. Kirisaku just dominated the lane.